What is up guys, it is Mighty here and I'm bringing you a video today on how to easily get a nuclear. So I'm going to basically run through some tips and tricks on what you can do to easily get the nuclear and achieve it, because it is a pretty hard medal to get. Basically, if you don't know what a nuclear is, it is 30 gun streak with your gun or equipment or specialist within the game. So basically any kills apart from score streak kills count towards this. And then you have to get 30 kills in one life and you'll get the nuclear medal. So it basically goes bloodthirsty, merciless, ruthless, so that's 5, 10, 15, relentless, which is 20, brutal, which is 25, and then nuclear, which is 30, and then any after 30 you start getting the unstoppable medal for each kill after a nuclear. And you also get a calling card for getting a nuclear, which is it's quite a nice calling card as well. So you know, it's a pretty hard challenge to do. It's a Dark Ops challenge and it's been in since Black Ops 2 I think, and then in Black Ops 3 and now Black Ops 4, and I want to give you some tips on what you can do to easily get this. So I'll run through the class setup. I'm using the Maddox. This gameplay might be a bit slow because it was my first nuclear, so when I sort of got, you know, in my high kill streak, I was a bit like, I'll slow it down to try and make sure I get this. So yeah, gameplay is nothing special, and unfortunately the audio of the gun is cut off because it was in theatre mode before I had my Elgato set up again. So the setup I'm using is a Maddox with, in this video it's not got the ELO, but I would use the ELO for stock, quick draw and fast mags. You can probably get rid of fast mags if you want to play a slower game, but I personally like it in case, you know, I come across a few enemies and have to quickly reload. I then have acoustic sensor on just for nuclears because I can see where the enemy is coming from and it's just a really big help. I have tap mask on because then 9 bangs don't affect me, razor wire does less damage, the guardian sort of effect from the barricades does less damage, and it's good against a lot of things like seeker mines and stuff. It's just a great perk. Dexterity I don't run anymore because it doesn't seem to affect accuracy, so I'd run cold blooded now, which seems to be better if you're on an outside open map and the enemies seem to get score streaks from care packages or whatnot. That's a really good one. And then I use dead silence. I don't bother with ghost because you have to be running full sprint for ghost to be active, and if you're not full sprint and you're just walking stood up, it doesn't work. So as soon as you stop you show on the minimap, so it's really not effective. And then as the wildcard I've got primary gunfighter and I've got the specialist equipment in the other slot instead of any other equipment. So the Maddox is a really good gun. What you want to do is use a gun you're confident with, that you know you can get kills with and you're consistent with. For me that's the Maddox, it's my favourite gun in the game. I can use it as like a hybrid submachine gun assault rifle, it's really good. It's got a quick kill time. I don't mind my iron sights, but I like the ELO on it now, and I'm just really confident in using the gun. So if you're good with the ICR, use the ICR. If you're good with the SAG, use the SAG. Whatever you want to get this challenge done, whatever gun you feel comfortable with using on the certain map, just do that and you should be fine. Now as the specialist I'm using Crash. Personally I think Crash is the best one you can use on this, because if you have not got Scavenger on, which you don't really want to run because you've got tap mask, you can have the ammo box, so instead of having to pick up another gun, you can keep replenishing your ammo from this. And the last thing you want to do, in my experience, is go on a high kill streak and then have to pick up a different gun that you have to then get used to, adjust your aim to, get used to the recoil to, and it's just, you know, if you're going off and doing good with a gun, I personally prefer using the same gun and not having to swap over. So that's my thought. So using Crash with the ammo box is useful. And then you also get his healing ability, which you get quite quick, and it gives you 200 health. So instead of having to use your healer with the L2 button, you can actually use the specialist ability, which will give you 200 health. It works a bit quicker, it gives you instant health, and it can make you survive a bit longer if you get in sticky situations, or you just need that extra health to win the next gunfight. It's really good at helping progress through that. So as with the gameplay you want to be doing, what I prefer to do is to sort of pick a side of the map, or like a 25% corner, and sort of just play that area, let the enemies keep coming to you, don't push too hard. You can obviously push, what I like to do is don't try for the nuclear straight away. Have your nuclear class on a map you want to, you know, maybe go for it. Just play normally. If you get onto a merciless or a ruthless 15 kill streak, if I get onto a 15 gun streak, that's the point where I start thinking, right, I want to stay alive and try and get a nuclear. Merciless, you know, I'll keep pushing, so I always play quicker up to my ruthless, which is a 15, sometimes even the relentless. Then the last 15 or 10 kills I will play a bit more defensive, control an area of the map, let the enemies come to me. I won't challenge stupid gunfights like I've done before. And this is the same tactic I use. I mean, after this first nuclear, I've now had only one nuclear, but I've had 3 other close ones where I've gotten to 27, 28 gun streaks, and I've tried rushing, and I've just challenged stupid things and died on 28 and 29 gun streaks, and it's really frustrating. So definitely, if it's your first nuclear and really want it, just don't camp, but play a bit more defensive and just think smart and don't go silly, really. So I'm using Dark Master on this gameplay. As you can see, my gun's really glowing now because I'm on a brutal, nearly getting a nuclear, so I'm just playing really slow. I'm looking at the mini-maps, I'm seeing where the enemies are coming from, I'm using my acoustic sensor smartly, and there's the nuclear. So I'm just, you know, really playing hesitant, and as you can see here, now I've got the nuclear, I wait to get the unstoppable, so I've got an unstoppable medal, and then I start pushing again and getting a bit more aggressive and die. So really, you just want to play slow, play it smart. You want to control the map. For kill streaks, I'd say use UAV, counter UAV. I'm not using them in this gameplay here because I had lethals on. If you really want to go for the nuclear, use counter UAV and UAV and they can help you. If not, it doesn't really matter with skill streaks in this game. The UAV doesn't stay in long, it gets shot down often, and same with the counter UAV, so it's really up to you, really your decision. You will come across sometimes where you get killed by things like Tempests and stuff, and you just can't do anything to actually counter it. It's really frustrating. You might want to think about getting rid of the 4th attachment off the Maddox and putting Flat Jacket on if you don't like dying to war machines and stuff, or you can put Stim Shot on instead of acoustic sensor if you don't need that extra information of where the enemies are, but personally I prefer that. So just to run through it, use a gun you're confident with, control the area of the map, don't try too hard for it, just go for it when you get onto a 15 or 20 gun streak, and then start actually thinking about the nuclear. Play the map smart, don't always challenge things that you might not win when you get in high streaks, and use crash or a specialist you're confident with, which you think will help towards a nuclear. Personally, I prefer crash because I can keep with the ammo and stuff, and the health situation is all good. So it's really up to you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can give it a thumbs up and this helps you a bit more. And have a nice day. Subscribe and peace.